What's up, everybody? My name is Ron Amos, and welcome back to Less Pressure Podcast. I hope everybody's having a good day so far. I know that I'm having a good day. Today feels really good. I got up this morning, hit a little meditation, took a shower, got some breakfast, did a little stretch and all that stuff, got my little morning routine in, and I'm just feeling really good today. I got a lot going on. As always, you know the drill. I'm always, moving in 10 different places at once. So today, what I'm got going on for myself is I'm going to finish up the podcast. I'm going to go get a haircut because I haven't had a haircut in over a month, and I'm starting to look a little homeless. So I'm going to get that taken care of. And then after that, I think I'm going to be teaching like 5 dance classes from like 4:30 to maybe 10-ish or 11-ish. Subbing for a friend because he's out of town. So I'm subbing some of his dance classes tonight. So I got that going. So until then, I'm probably just going to like fill my day in with some like productivity. And just try to keep today as good as possible because I'm feeling the good energy. I'm feeling the great vibes, so I'm just trying to keep it here. I started off the year kind of rough in a different kind of mind state, and I'm just allowing this growth to happen to myself. I'm just taking care of myself and listening to myself and just taking care of my needs right now. This year is a year of just taking care of myself and my needs and just putting myself first and setting some boundaries. I feel like sometimes it's hard to set boundaries because you feel like you don't want to come off as like too strong or too aggressive with your person. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but yeah, I just think that I'm learning how to set stronger boundaries and kind of stick with them. Anyways, today's episode is about 5 healthy habits to help you improve your well-being. Now, all 5 of these are things that I personally do and add into my life. Some of them are part of my daily routine, my morning routine, and some of them are, more of like a night thing for me. So these are all things that I personally do. So I would never give you guys, advice or information about things that I personally don't know about or have not tried myself. So if I'm giving you these tips, they're because I've tried them and they work for me. So I just got these 5 healthy habits that I want to share with you guys because they've personally done a lot for me. So I thought I could, hand it off to you guys and maybe it'll help you out too. So number 1 is meditation. Now, meditation is, I think, one of my favorite things to do in the morning. I remember the first time meditation was really brought to my attention. It was brought to my attention by my therapist. Now, this was maybe 3-ish years ago. I was in a session and I was just telling him about my like scattermindedness and how my brain was always running, at 10,000 miles per hour. And he suggested me to meditate. And I'm a very stubborn person, or if I feel like the advice you're giving me is like not gonna work, I just won't try it. So at first I was like, no, I'm not really gonna do that. I don't wanna, I had my own like ideas and thoughts about meditation before I had even tried it. And then one day, I don't know what happened. I guess I was really going through it or something, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just give meditation a try and see what happens. And so I think I pulled up YouTube and like went to like a guided meditation, and it kind of like reset me almost. It kind of put me in this ease, like this calming place that I really, really appreciated. So from there, I think I tried more guided meditations, and then eventually I stopped doing guided meditations, and when I was able to meditate independently. So right now I meditate independently. I don't use guided meditations, although sometimes I might use a guided meditation here and there, but I find just my own personal breath work and things like that are better without the guided person, walking you through your meditation. So yeah, meditation. What it's done for me is it's almost been the way that I start off all my mornings because it jumpstarts your day in this place of like groundedness and in clear mindedness. I love starting my day off with a clear head and a clear mind. And when I'm meditating, a lot of the times I like to focus on gratitude, or I try to keep a focus. So I always try to focus on my breath, and I try to focus on an intention. So whatever that intention is, so let's say if it's gratitude, I'll try to like say affirmations in my head to myself that, you know, are affirming me that I'm full of gratitude and I'm a thankful and grateful person. And it kind of like puts your mind in that state so that for the rest of the day you're kind of, you know, in that mind space. So I love meditation. I've been doing meditation for around 3 years, and it's been pretty great. So the way that I meditate is I start off every morning with I grab my yoga mat and then I do some stretches first. I always like to stretch because I'm a dancer, and I just like to loosen up my body to start off my day. And then after I stretch, then I sit down and then I meditate. Now, what I use to meditate and help me focus on my meditation is I use singing bowls. Now, I do have an actual singing bowl, but I prefer to use recorded singing bowl sounds. So there's this YouTube channel called Healing Vibrations, and they have a lot of good singing bowl videos, and they also have all of their like audio available on Spotify. So I'll play those nice, calm, soothing sounds in the morning. And it's one called Calming Music for an Early Rise. That's one of my favorite ones. And I usually use that to help myself meditate. And so I'll play that while I'm meditating, and it helps me stay on task with my meditation. And also, I also use one of their other ones to fall asleep sometimes. They have a really good one for falling. They have a lot for falling asleep, but I used to use those a lot for falling asleep, and it helped me fall asleep faster, and I think, you know, have good thoughts while I sleep. So yes, meditation is one of my favorite things to, you know, help me stay more grounded and keep me in a good mental space. Now, my second tip is to go for more walks. I know right now it's a little cold in the Midwest, so going for walks is not really something that I partake in at the current moment. But when it is warmer outside and when it's okay to go outside, I always go for walks. Going for walks is one of my favorite things to do. I started going for walks in 2020 when it was the lockdown, and I almost was forced to go out and take these walks because I was stuck inside the house with my family a lot, and I was going through like a lot of anxiety, like a lot of people was, and the only way that I knew how to like get out of there was to just go for a walk. And so what I found by going for walks is it just really reconnects you with nature. Breathing in fresh air is so good for you. Just to take a deep like inhale of like fresh outdoor oxygen. Oh man, it's so good for you. It's so grounding, and it's just literally one of those things where I like to go for walks alone. Sometimes I'll go with other people, but for the most part I like to go for walks alone just to kind of be alone with myself and just re-ground myself and reconnect with Mother Nature. I feel like that's so important for me, is just being having nature be a part of my life. So going for walks, also it's physical activity, so that's good for you. Also, you get your steps in, and it's just a good way to reconnect with the outdoors. So sometimes I go for hikes, you know, in nature, or sometimes I'll just go walk around my residential area, my neighborhood, you know. But it all depends on what I'm in the mood for. So just go for a walk. Start off short. Don't go too far. Maybe walk like maybe half a mile, or even less than that. Maybe walk a quarter of a mile and see how you feel after that. And then just, you know, return home and just see what kind of benefits you could find from taking a walk, because I feel like you'll find a lot. Now, my third one is drink more tea. This is one that I love because something about pouring a cup of tea is just satisfying to me. I'm not a coffee guy, never been a coffee guy, but something about lighting the stove, putting my little old fashioned teapot on, letting it get hot, hearing that whistle, and then pouring a cup of tea into it's just so warming. It makes me feel so cozy and so good inside, and it makes me feel so calm and at ease. I love drinking tea. I have a couple different teas over there. There's a brand called Yogi that has a lot of good ones. You can get them at like Walmart or Meijer or any grocery store, really. I have one that's called, they have different flavors and stuff like that. So I have one that's called a stress relief. I used to use that one a lot. And there's another one I have called Positive Energy. And then I have another one that's by a different brand. It's just a peppermint tea. I don't really drink that one as much. And then I have another green tea, just a regular plain green tea. Now, the green tea, I'll drink that sometimes, but most of the time I'll drink the Positive Energy one because I don't know if it's just like a mind thing where I think it's making me more positive, but I always love going to my Positive Energy tea and just drinking that. It just makes me feel so like good. It's so good for you, and it has a lot of like good health benefits. It helps boost your immune system. It has way less caffeine than coffee. It's good for your digestive system, and it also like creates this calm state of mind. So I always offer people when they come over, I'm like, do you want some water? Do you want some tea? Like, I always try to offer people tea because I think that it's such it's like an act of kindness. It's just like a form of love to share a cup of tea with someone. So if I could just ease your day a little bit and give you some tea, that would make me feel so good. So I'm the tea guy. I love tea. Who got me into tea? Maybe it was my sister. It could have been my sister. I don't know. Maybe it was my sister, but I think that it was the YouTuber. He's like an influencer and like a well-being influencer. His name is Heinz, and I like watching his videos every time he posts one. But he always starts off his video with a cup of tea, and just watching this man like calmly sip tea always just made me like envy him. I'm like, oh my god, that just looks so like relaxing. So I started incorporating tea into my life as well. And the funny thing about me is I tend to drink more tea in the summertime as opposed to the wintertime. And you would think that it would be the opposite way around, but I guess I'm just weird like that. But I drink a lot of tea in the summer, but not so much when it's cold out. So, I don't know. Just interesting facts about me. All right, number 3. This one is very good. This is maintain a clean space. Whether this is your bedroom, your apartment, your house, whether you have roommates, whether you share a room, I think that it's always good and a good idea to maintain a clean space. When your space is clear and clean, it also like creates a clean and clear state of mind for yourself too. So sometimes when I'm feeling kind of just like all over the place and my head is just not good, I'll look around and see if like my house is like not clean. And if it's not, I'm like, let's clean this up. Let's take a day and just do a thorough clean of everything. And just after you clean and then you sit in a clean house, it makes you feel so good and just so like at ease. It feels like a lot of your worries are gone because you just have this clean space. So I recommend doing like a really good deep clean, at least like once a week. And then I also recommend doing some short, like smaller cleans in between that week of you not doing the deep cleans. So for myself, I like to make the deep cleans easier for myself by maintaining like smaller cleans throughout the week, whether that's just wiping things down or vacuuming or keeping up with the trash or the dishes. Things like that are really good for your well-being and just maintaining a clean, clear space. And also, you don't want to be nasty. Don't have no that nasty house. You don't want no nasty room. Why you want to be nasty? Got clothes, laundry all over the place. Clean up. Don't be dirty. Don't be nasty. Clean up. You know, I don't know. That should be just one that you just do just in general. But I don't know. I think that cleaning up and just being clean is just a good way to maintain some clear ease and, you know, some, I don't know, good for you. Number 5, this is my last one. And this is one that I do very, very often. This one is journal. Now, whether you are a writer, you know, a physical writer, or you like to type, or you like to write your journal entries into your phone in your notes app, journaling is so good for you. Journaling is a way for you to release your emotions, and almost it's literally an outlet. And it's very important that you don't share your journal with anyone, so that you can be very, very honest in your journal entries. I think that's the most important part, is being honest when you journal, you know, and making sure that no one else reads your journal, so that you can have full, like, just knowledge that you're going to be the only one that reads this, and this is for you, and you could just be honest with yourself and your thoughts and things like that and get it all out. And I've been journaling for some years now. I started journaling in 2019. You know, I got some physical journals that I like to use, and sometimes I'll jump in between journaling on my phone and then journaling with my actual journal. The thing that I found most interesting about journaling is looking back at old journal entries. Now, sometimes I'll look back at maybe a year or two ago and see kind of where I was at, and just see how like tiny my worries were. And it kind of gives me like hope for the things that I'm going through right now. Is like, you know, right now things might seem so like tough, but in a year or 2 or 3, those will be such small parts of your life, or like small tiny things that you went through, you know. So it's just good for that. And because, you know, when you're in the moment, you think that everything's like the biggest thing, you know. And when you journal and you can come back to it, you just look back at it like, wow, that's where I was at, you know, at that time. And you also get to see how you made it through it. And so that's another good reason to journal. But most importantly, journaling is just such a good way to release, you know, because for me personally, I see my therapist once a month. I don't see my therapist every week or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. I see him once a month. And so I feel like when I don't have access to talk to a therapist, I feel like journaling is the best way for me to release what I'm feeling. Or if I feel not as comfortable sharing with an actual person, journaling is always something that I go to just to let go. And sometimes even if I'm not feeling bad emotions, sometimes even if I'm feeling good emotions, I'll still journal, because it's a good way to just like express that you feel good. Journaling is good for every type of emotion: anger, sadness, happiness, all those things. And it's all these things that I listed for you guys are good ways and good habits to incorporate into your life. Journaling is something that I do more of towards the end of the night before I'm going to bed, or just to kind of wrap up my day. And I always date my journals and to put the time on them, just for myself. I like to look at that. But yes, I do recommend journaling. Journaling is something that is very healthy for you. It is not like something that only girls do, because I do hear that sometimes, like, oh, you know, I'm a man, I don't journal. I don't need a journal. I feel like everybody needs a journal. It's just good for you. You know, you can write whatever you want, even if you don't have to write a full entry. If you just stick in random things, just write it down. Get it out. It's good for you. You know, releasing is always going to be a positive thing for you, no matter what it is. So make sure you get a journal. And they have some really cheap journals, actually, at Five Below. They have some pretty good ones. They're really nice material. The one that I used to use, I got it from like Walmart. It's a very simple journal, but it costs like, what, $10, $15? And that's a lot. And I think that Five Below has better journals than Walmart. And Walmart's are more expensive. So if you're trying to go get you a cheap little journal, go to Five Below. They got some pretty good neutral ones. This one I have right now is very nice and just, I don't know, I like it. It looks aesthetically pleasing, you know? So those are my 5 healthy habits to help you improve your well-being. Hopefully, you're able to incorporate some of these if you don't already and try them out and see what they can do for you. Some of these, like meditation and drinking tea, are part of things that I typically do in the morning, as a part of my morning routine to get my day started off right. So what's best is just finding like how to incorporate these in your life the best way that works for you. Everyone's going to be different. So sometimes people might like going for walks in the evening. Some people might like going for walks in the morning. I flip-flop. I used to go for walks in the evening, and now I prefer a morning walk. So just try these out and see what it does for you. If you're really trying to look into mindfulness, meditation is huge. Meditation is very, very huge, and it's really good health benefits for your mental health and overall just, your well-being. So try these out. And if you do try them and they work for you, let me know. Always hit me up. You guys can reach out to me whenever. And just, I want to hear back from you guys. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your day. Be nice to people. Like, be nice. I cannot stress this enough. You never know what people are going through. Just be nice to people. And even the people that you think have it all together, just don't put too much on them, because sometimes they have their own shit that they're going through that, they can't handle everybody's shit. So if I can just leave you with anything, I'm going to leave you with that. All right, so have a great rest of your day. Follow me on all my social medias. Follow the podcast on all the social medias down in the description. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.